Up next, we have Melanie Brown from Juneau, Alaska. And there she is. Melanie just had her first Fisher Poets Gathering set last night at Voodoo Room. She was happy to see what it felt like to be a greenhorn again after fishing Bristol Bay for 40 years. She dedicates this set to her compatriots in the No Pebble Fight, which Pat was just talking about. So I'll get out of the way. She's got to plug in, and we got a little sound stuff to go, but I think she's just about ready, and I'll let her talk.
Thank you, Pat, for that. I got to say, though, like, I need to warn all of you right now, I'm feeling a little raw after hearing that. But I'll do my best to hold it together. I'm just going to read what I call my musings, because they're not like poetry form, and they're not quite prose either. So, but hopefully they'll convey something. My mother gave me water, and my father gave me snow. Born to a woman who was born to a river called Naknek, I inherited the water that fed my ancestors and continues to provide for my family. Brought to our river at 1 month, my great-grandmother gave me the name that conveyed how far we traveled to make it home. My Amma cared for me until I was old enough to fish from the beach with my mother. From my mother, my father was also given the water of the Naknek and learned to fish the rivers of Bristol Bay. He was born to the north, where snow would cover his home with drifts, pushed from the winds that came from the sea. He learned to ski on military surplus planks that were left over from wartime occupation, flying off of hills made by the snow drifts on the houses. Basketball soon became the sport that he breathed when he went away to boarding school. But the skiing returned later when he came to teaching and coaching in a wintry place. As soon as I could walk, I was put on skis and grew up with the art of gliding across snow when I was not on the water of the Naknek River District. Summers, I would pull through gear and shake salmon out of mesh. Winters, I would reverse the motion of pulling by double pulling forward on my skis, each preparing me for the action of the other, and both teaching me to believe I could push through anything. The snow is a bank account of water that blankets the land and releases its melt to call the salmon home, giving them a smell and taste of the land they were born to. As I glide across snow, I often think of salmon and how snow shelters young salmon that have not yet gone to sea. As less snow returns each year, the gaps between my water and snow lives become bigger, and the way that the two once spliced together so strongly has frayed. Time, age, and climate, creating a perfect storm of change. I'm a weird hybrid, indigenous, woman, fisherman, mother, daughter, sister, singer, foodie, gatherer, defender, advocate, connector, survivor, thriver, descendant, someday ancestor, teacher, learner, land essence craver, heart grower, love sharer, sometimes cohesive, sometimes disjointed, always human. So I'm going to turn a page. I don't want that to be an indicator that I'm done, okay? So yeah, just wait until I look up or something. Before, during, and after the fish. The energy that mounts as June draws closer sometimes feels like dread. The work of getting ready, fishing, and then cleanup seems insurmountable when viewed as one big mass. The pull always wins, and we are drawn toward the promise of family, friends, and fortune. Before the fish. Re-entrance to the land that supports the return of the fish that reared there. The land, like a mother, anticipating her child's visit home. The wind of the coast is weathering, drying, and keeps plants clipped and close to the ground, carrying with it the smell of tundra tea to the nose. This spongy earth welcomes and pulls you into it. Each step a big hike that gives no shock of hard pavement. Each step a beautiful stretch of muscles that no yoga can give. Lying in the bonsai of berries to be makes one feel giant and cradled at once under the big sky with ever-moving and reshaping clouds. This is the land that welcomes its once young and now mature salmon back to procreate and die, being nurtured by this death and in turn offering sustenance to growing spawn. Hi, hello, hugs. Good to see you. How was your winter? New boat? Broken this, seized up that. New grandson. Looking for a puller? Looking to crew? Have you picked fish before? Red dog tonight? See you there. Will you please sign this letter to the EPA, to your congressman, to our governor? No, this isn't over yet. We have to keep going. Please write a comment to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers about the draft EIS. I know, just got to keep fighting. Yes, we are in this together, no stopping. Jumpers? Ooh, I better get my line out so I'm ready. Block that mud, pull that tote, drive that screw anchor, set those buoys. Climb that bluff, put out your sign, paint those numbers. Hook up the hose to check the outboard motor. Gloves, ID, permit card, waders, rain gear. Stack the net into the skiff. Better start listening for announcements. We've got an opener! During the fish. Don your gear, load up, launch, motor to your sight, tie off your end. Wait for the allotted time. It's time! Throw the ring, pull the line, feed the gear to the rising tide. Jumper! Strike! Pull! Get that net in the water. Let it soak, let it catch. Out from under the gear, run to the other end. Pull through, shake, pick, break the gill, bleed the fish. Slime, scales, and blood are our makeup. Endurance, steadiness. Eat, sleep, coffee, fish. Eat, sleep, coffee, fish. Wash, rinse, repeat. Ebb and flood. How are the numbers today? Any movement? We have to sit out another tide? At least we'll get a little rest. Good surge up the river, wide open. Finding how deep you can dig and digging deeper. If you don't, your crew won't. Gotta set the drive level in the skiff. Heard anything about a price yet? After the fish. This is our last tide of the season. Time to pull everything in. We effing made it. Through sleeplessness, through waves and water lifting wind, through sore back, cracked nail beds, true wealth measured by heart, relief. So many stories, theories on the run, close calls, breakdowns, huge days. Wind and sunburned face, leave with the shine of it all and all that you have done. People look back at you and bask in that shine. Thank you. Measure. Each Bristol Bay summer is a measure against the yardstick of life. Migrating and returning to the Naknek like the salmon that were spawned there. Time immemorial, time immeasurable, time measured in millennia, time measured in lifetimes, time measured in years, seasons, months, weeks, days, time measured in tides, time out of time that is indistinguishable for other times of other years, time that is distinct and unforgettable. Coming back to the place where family always goes, where our lives were formed out of tundra, permafrost, peat, and the river cutting through it. Questions of love measured against other years. When will I find my love? Is this love growing still? No. That love is gone and fading into the past. I'm here again, and I think my heart is bigger. My understanding seems to have grown. Glad to see you are back, and you are still here. Homecoming for family born of blood, and for family that is chosen. How was your year? Have a good season. How was your season? Another one in the books, another year older, another year to hope. Thank you. Dynamic mechanics. The repetition of picking and pulling through gear is mechanical in a way that can be hard to endure if you aren't finding the flow. When you are in it, though, this machine-like movement becomes a rhythm that becomes more like music and dance of the body, especially when the muscles of fishing have been found, flexed, and worked beyond their soreness. When you find the flow, the dance and music of the work comes in a way that brings harmony to the repetition that can easily fall into feeling like a broken machine. When you feel the beauty and power of the waves and wind and the respect they are due, you become a beautiful part of it. Taking a run in your skiff feels akin to surfing when your body stands strong on the deck, but supple and responsive to the greater movement of the sea. Planting your feet while flexing your legs in time to the bounce of the boat in the waves as you pick is a practice in balance that becomes as intuitive as breath. When you are in tune with all of the elements, you find your tune and the mechanics fall away. Thanks. Simply say thank you. You must not forget. Say thank you. Thank you for all the fish, for the life you were given to fish, for the proceeds earned by fish, for what the fish have provided with those dollars. Thank you. Do not forget to say it. You have been given much. Regulations, price, boat trouble, crew friction, aching backs, claw-tight hands, slime in the face. Give thanks for these too, for without the fish, you would not have them to complain about. Always remember, without them, we would not be here in this place, together tonight. Thanks, fish. Thank you. Okay, so I'd like to close with a song that I didn't write. This song was written by Guy Farrar of Sunvolt. It's called Windfall, and the reason I wanted to sing this song tonight is because I wanted to treat it as a blessing to all of us who live and die by the wind. We truly do as fishermen. The wind brings us our fish if it's coming from the right direction and the fish are ready. It can also pound us really hard, in storms with winds that are coming from the wrong direction. So anyways, here you go. This is my wish for you. Now and then it keeps you running. Excuse me, I want to take my glasses off. I'm sorry I didn't think of that sooner. Now and then it keeps you running. Never seems to die. Trail spent with fear and not enough living on the outside. Never seem to get far enough. Staying in between the lines. Hold on to what you can. Waiting for the end, not knowing when. May the wind take your troubles away. May the wind take your troubles away. Both feet on the floor, two hands on the wheel. May the wind take your troubles away. Trying to make it far enough to the next time zone. Few and far between, past the midnight hour. You never feel alone, you're really not alone. Switching over to AM, searching for a truer sound. Can't recall the cold letters, steel guitar, settle down. Catching an all-night station somewhere in Louisiana. It sounds like 1963, but for now it sounds like heaven. May the wind take your troubles away. May the wind take your troubles away. Both feet on the floor, two hands on the wheel. May the wind take your troubles away. May the wind take your troubles away. May the wind take your troubles away. Both feet on the floor, two hands on the wheel. May the wind take your troubles away. Thank you, thank you. So I just wanted to make sure that you know that the answer to the call letters is KDLG.
Melanie Brown, Juneau, Alaska. Thank you so much.